just wondering what it's like to finally be here. Obviously, I'm sure the last couple of weeks have been a lot.
Yeah, it's been crazy last 2 weeks, but yeah, I'm happy that I am here now.
When did you arrive, and what are you sort of taking in from this experience?
Yeah, we arrived Saturday evening with other Finnish guys, and yeah, it's been a little bit tough first days about all time differences and stuff like that, but it's getting better.
What are you hoping to take out of this experience?
Yeah, it's great to see the organization stuff here, other players who are drafted for the Devils, so it's great to be here.
So you said, do you know anybody else who's here? Or?
Yeah, I know the Finnish guys who are here also, but otherwise all guys are new for me.
Does that make it easier to have some friends and people you know from Finland with you?
Yeah, of course it's helping a lot that here is Finnish guys and one Finnish coach that I know, Esa Pirne, so that's a good thing.
Ever since being drafted, I know you've only been here for a short amount of time, but how's it been being a part of the Devils organization?
Yeah, it's been great. I have met the staff and teammates here, so yeah, I have enjoyed my time here.
Do you have any goals set for yourself this upcoming year?
Yeah, I think smartest move for me is to play in Finland next year, be a bigger player for the team there and get more ice time than last year.
For anyone who hasn't seen, what are some of your greatest achievements this past season?
Yeah, I think I was able to play in men's league whole year, was able to getting more ice time more and more, and yeah, was able to in playoffs score goals and play good there also. So I think it was a good season for me.
If I was a scout, watching you, how would you describe yourself as a player?
Yeah, I think I'm more offensive zone player. I like to be with the puck. I think I'm a smart player and can create scoring chances to myself and my linements. Yeah, it was unbelievable feeling, of course, with my family and me also, and was happy to be a New Jersey Devils player.
What do you expect to get out of this camp this year?
Yeah, of course, first camp for me, so don't know too much what to expect, but other guys have said that it's a fun camp and have to just enjoy.
Lenni, what's it like? What's it like as a young player playing in that top league back home?
Yeah, I think it needs to be like smart player that can battle against bigger mans and older guys. So I think you have to be smart player, and yeah, of course you have to have good physicality and skating that you can be there with bigger guys.
And what do you think you gained from that experience last year, and then wanting to go back to Finland? What do you sort of hope you can bring your game to?
Yeah, I think I hope that next year I can bring more my offensive zone game, my skills there, put up more goals and be better at power play, what I think is my strength too. So I think that's what I want to improve most for next season.
In the team you're going to play with, is there that room for you to grow there?
Yeah, I think we have talked with the coach that he sees and I see that I can take the next step and bigger role next year.
Lenni, when you got drafted, anybody on the Devils reach out to you? Sorry? When you were drafted, who on the Devils reached out to you, would they say?
I don't
Any of the players on the Devils reach out to you when you were drafted?
No.
Lenni, how about the impact of your brother? What kind of impact has he made on your career, and what was it like growing up with your brother? Did you guys play hockey all the time? And
yeah, it was big. Of course, we played in the same team. I think since we moved to Pori, yeah, it was big thing for me, and I love to play with my brother.
was there anyone, Asat, that's the team you played for in Liga, right? Was there anyone in particular, a veteran player that you went to for advice, for anything that would kind of help you, guide you along? Any player in particular?
Yeah, I think we had good good experienced guys there. Jesse Owens who have played in NHL and good leagues before. I think he was, of course, he was our captain and he was helping me a lot too.
What did you learn from him about leadership, about being a leader, that type of thing?
Yeah, I think that he just showed what it to be a professional player, what to do every day in the rink and give your 100% and lead the team.
Do you know Tobias Stillman up here?
Sort of being here now a second time round, does it feel a lot easier?
Yeah, I mean, just knowing everyone, it's a lot of fun to be back. Like, it's such a welcoming environment, and seeing a lot of the same guys again, some new faces, which is fun to meet new people. But seeing everyone again is a lot of fun, and they do a great job on the ice and off the ice. I'm excited to get going for the rest of the week.
Can you talk a little bit about your season in Michigan and just how things went and that first experience of that NCAA?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, first of all, I love my teammates and like our staff. Like, that's what makes it great at Michigan. Just being surrounded by those guys every day was, made the season easy. We had a pretty good year. It came up short in the end, but hopefully we can, do better next year. But yeah, it was a good year. Started off like, there's always, you've got your things to learn as a freshman, but I think our seniors and older guys did a great job of like bringing us in and teaching us the ropes a little bit, so it was a good year.
When you're in a second development camp, is it almost easier to take a lot of the things in because you know your way around, you sort of know a lot of those things?
Yeah, I think I learned a lot from the guys last year and some of the guys that were playing in Utica, and you just take what you can every day, and it's like similar schedule, some kind of, and like I said, knowing the staff, like coming in, you just kind of feel like, at least knowing the building this time around, like everything just kind of feels more less stressful, I guess. So yeah, it's definitely better.
And what are those things that someone can take away from a camp like this?
I think like watching like the older guys last year, like they work so hard, but they're not stressed out. Like, they're just taking it, drill by drill, day by day. And I think like I kind of started to realize that towards the end of the camp. Just like that's something I took away, like maybe halfway through the camp last year, and coming in this year, like I knew I just just have fun and like work hard. Like, you're here for a reason. Everyone's here for a reason. So once you kind of accept that, and things get kind of easy out there, just in your mind.
Seamus, what can you say about the time Luke had in the playoffs and what he taught you this year, what he was able to teach you?
Yeah, I mean, it was so fun watching him. Like, we were all watching those games, and just so proud of him. Like, to step in right away like that and have an impact is special. It's not something you get to see very often. So, I think like the thing about Luke is he's just so like kind of chill. Like, he's just like ups and downs. Like, he takes them so well. That's one thing. Just learning from him. Like, anytime like making mistakes or making good plays, he's just so even keeled out there. So. I'd say that's one thing I've taken from him.
What are some of the things you're continuing to work on to add to your game?
I think strength is a big thing. I put on a little bit of weight this summer and spring. Thanks to my trainers back home and my strength coach in Michigan. That's a big thing. And then just continuing to work on finding new ways to improve, on the ice.
What are some of the goals you've set for yourself this season?
My goal is kind of to gain like about 10 pounds of muscle. You want to do it the right way, like eating the right way. Slowly. You don't want to just kind of throw on a bunch of weight for no reason. I think that's the biggest focus right now, and then just continuing to figure out what I can do on the ice. How to take away space as a defenseman and how to gain space. Playing offense. Just always trying to figure out new ways to do that.
For anybody who might not be aware, what were some of the highlights for yourself this past season?
I think making it to the Frozen Four in Tampa is just kind of the biggest thing. Winning a Big Ten championship, back to back. I wasn't obviously there last year, but it was a big accomplishment for the program, and those are our two biggest. And that was a lot of fun and definitely not easy to do. So hopefully we can get back there.
Are you more of a defensive type defenseman, Seamus, or how would you describe your game?
I would say a two-way defenseman. I like to add a lot of offense when I can, but defense is my game. Like and can't really say offensive defenseman because I'm a defenseman first. So I like to say two-way defenseman, but often I like to play as much offense when I can, and whenever I can get that puck in my stick and make a play, I like to.
Seamus, what can you say about the versatility of your game? I know you've even done some forward a little bit there too, right?
Yeah. I think at first you're a hockey player. Something when I was getting recruited in Michigan, that was one thing they said, just be a hockey player. I remember I took that kind of literal. Like, you should know how to play every position, and you should know what to do in kind of every situation. Like, generally, if you're a defenseman and you don't know the responsibility of a winger, it's stuff you got to know. So I think that can add to your value to any team in any situation.
Is that camp in Plymouth something you're looking forward to too? I mean, you can actually use this as kind of a springboard, huh?
Yeah, I can't wait. Anytime you get to, first of all, I love seeing all those guys again and that staff. It's always a great time in Plymouth. Anytime I get to go back, I'm glad to. I think it's so competitive, like here and there. Whenever you're in a competitive environment like that, you're bound to get better. So you take those opportunities when you get them and use it as much as you can to help yourself.
How many? Who were you basically partnered with last year for the most?
It was mostly Ethan Edwards. Yeah, pretty much down the stretch it was almost all Ethan.
And how did that chemistry work? Why did that work so well with you and Ethan?
I think we have some similar play styles. We like to play offense, but we're obviously like I said, defensemen at heart, and we were really good buddies off the ice. And I think that's the most important thing when in team chemistry and individual player to player chemistry is if the closer you are off the ice, the closer you'll be on the ice. I think we understood each other's game really well. Who's going to go, who's not going to go, that kind of thing. We're always on the same page there, and I think that worked pretty well together.
You've been to a couple of these now. What's it like to sort of be back for this one after the year you just had?
Yeah, no, it's always exciting to come back, and you're back in the NHL now, back in New Jersey at a facility like this, and with players like you're playing with. So it's always fun this time of year.
Does it feel kind of crazy to think that you're one of the guys here who've been here the most at these development camps?
Yeah, it's a little different now, thinking that it's my third one now, and guys come in the league, and the 05 is just getting drafted, and it's kind of a nice responsibility to be the guy to help out now and, tell them what to expect and, things to learn from.
Is that something that's been asked of you at this camp?
Yeah, definitely. One of the things, too, I'm not skating this week down here, and I think that's one of the reasons why they brought me down is still just to be kind of like a leadership example and, being one of the returning guys now is just help some of the younger guys, help some of the guys that maybe are even my age or a little bit older, but just new to Jersey. So yeah, it's nice to be that guy.
What do you, as a player, learn from an experience like this? Because it's all compact, a lot of things happening at once. But what do you take from something like this?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just like the pro mentality. You come in here and now you're skating with everybody that's a pretty exceptional player. And practices are that much harder. It's just everything's faster. And I think the one thing you can take away is that when you go back into your summer training, that you want to practice and compete at this level.
What's it like coming into a camp like this, knowing that you're eligible to play, in Utica next year, and just sort of have that next step in your career? Yeah,
no, it's obviously a big jump. Playing pro for the first year, and hopefully I can play in New Jersey as fast as possible. But if I am in Utica, it's really exciting. It's obviously a big step for me, and for hockey wise, but also just life wise. For the first time being away from home, away from my Bell family, and I'm really looking forward to it.
What's the biggest jump in your game that you've seen, through your junior career to right now?
I think it's just starting to be kind of my identity. I think I'm starting to be, a little bit more comfortable of what's expected from me here in New Jersey. Talking to Fitz and talking to Vokes and what they want from me. And I think I'm really starting to kind of fill into my shoes and be the player they want me to be.
Is that also filling out who you are as a person? You talk about identity. That doesn't just mean something on the ice. It's off the ice.
Yeah, I think so. I think the biggest part of my game is that I'm a competitor, and I want to win. I want to be on a winning team and in a winning organization. And it looks like this is, the way that this organization is trending. And to be a part of it is going to be really exciting. And
then what does it mean to you to be part of an organization where they do give young kids or young players the opportunity to succeed?
Exactly. It's everything you can ask for. And the two things about hockey, it's opportunity and confidence, and you got to be ready for when you get it. And yeah, it's really exciting knowing that they give a lot of guys chances here and a lot of opportunity, and not a lot of one and dones. That you might even if you mess up, they give you a second opportunity. So it's really nice.
Chase, it kind of went viral a couple weeks ago with that hit that you threw in the Memorial Cup. Can you kind of walk us through what happened there?
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't know it was going to get that much recognition as it did, but yeah, we were down 3-1, and through the course of that tournament, the first couple games, I didn't think we were playing where we wanted to be. I'm pretty sure we were pretty banged up. I think we were one of the most banged up teams going in that tournament, just with the route we took and how many games we played. But yeah, going into it, I don't know, down 3-1, I just figured. I think I hit the post earlier in that game, and I took a bad penalty, so I figured I had to do something to chase something around, and an opportunity came. It's not like I was going out there to hurt anybody, but a guy cut across the middle, and I finished him, and then, I don't know, a second guy came in. I was a little bit more ready than he was, I guess.
Yeah, and, is that the kind of game that we can expect you to bring to, whether it's Utica or New Jersey?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's just the compete thing, like I said. I'm not a guy that's going out there just looking to murder guys or just run around and fight. I just think that happens the way that I play. And I'm a guy that's gonna get under guys' skin, not just with my mouth, but just the way that I play and being in guys' faces. And that's one of the things that I think that they expect from me is to be a hard-nosed player and a hard guy to play against, and that's what I'm trying to be.
How was the Memorial Cup experience for you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and in a great city like Kamloops, it was really fun. They had a really good setup, and it's always fun. I've played with some guys at some international tournaments there, but that was my first time competing against them, so it was awesome.
What did it feel like in the crowd and the people and just the whole experience?
Yeah.
Did it feel like a regular season game?
No, a little different.
A little higher.
Yeah, exactly. You could tell it was pretty special, and especially when we were playing Kamloops, the atmosphere. You really feel the atmosphere when we got pumped 10-1, which was enough fun, but it was really cool, and it was a really special city too.
What advice you thought to give you going along the way that you kind of really sticks out in your mind getting to this level?
Yeah, it's a lot of things. He tells me a lot of things about from a player perspective, but a lot of things just being a person and the way that I gotta carry myself around the room and just help out and be a good person. I think that's one of the big things I take away from. But yeah, being on the ice is just being a complete player. If he says if I can fill in the shoes that the way they want me to play here, I'll always have a job. So that's the way I try to think about it.
I think you might wind up in as many cities as you did.
I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully I could just ride my career out here in Jersey, but you never know where it's going to end up.
What are some of the things you're working on this offseason in order to better yourself this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think I'm always trying to get bigger, faster, and stronger. I think a lot of guys say that going into the off-season, but I know that's one of the big improvements I have to make if I want to play the style of game that I have to play. Playing mean and stuff like that, and I'm not the overly biggest guy, but so that's something I'd like to work on. And then again, just always on that offensive, tactics and getting in areas to score and just working on shooting pucks and beating goalies.
What are some of the goals you've set for yourself this upcoming year?
And I took it a little differently this year. Just knowing that it's going in my first year pro, I try to honestly not set too many expectations for myself. Don't want to go in there and saying I want to score 20 goals and have 50 assists and for 80 points or whatever with 70 points, but I don't know, it's just going to be try to take it day by day and just learn from some of the older guys there and just enjoy the process of it.
I know you touched on a few highlights, but for anyone who missed it, what were some other highlights for yourself this past season?
I just think the biggest highlight for myself is not just what I did, but what we did as a team. To think about, where we finished in the regular season, and I just think the biggest part of the season was how our team together came in the playoffs, and I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, for my game, I kind of found myself, figuring out what kind of style of game I'm going to play, and that was a big improvement for me. And I think the production can obviously increase a little bit more than I'd like it to be, and that's something you can always work forward to.
Is there any reason why you're not in the ice here?
Yeah, I underwent surgery. I had a septoplasty surgery on my nose. I had a deviated septum and a turbinate reduction. So just a lot of stuff going on with my nose that was affecting my breathing on the ice. And I know a lot of people have deviated septums, and it's something you can live with. But the turbinate thing was the problem. It was starting to wake me up in the middle of the night, and I was losing sleep. So it was time to get something done about it.
And what have you taken away from your brother, Riley?
Yeah, Riley's my rock. That's one of the guys that I talk to every day. And he's a big thing. One of the things that he said was that work hard and keep your mouth shut here, and it's super important. Nobody wants a guy that's walking around and too comfortable here, and there's always something to learn, and that's one of the things he's good about.
Chase, I know you were in that group of draft eligibles that were kind of affected by the COVID with the development process and all of that. And I know you went to Denmark, went overseas, learned, but have you kind of overcome that now? Like, do you feel as though you're at a point where you feel as though you can make that next jump, make that next leap with what you're capable of doing here?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. It was different, that whole draft process, and going to Denmark. That was obviously an interesting year, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was really cool to go and play in Europe at the time, but yeah, I feel like starting to get a little bit more comfortable in my skin and what I am as a player, so I feel like the more I improve on that is the faster I can make the jump, and I'm looking forward to it, and I think I can do it shortly.
What's a big one?